All right, joining me this afternoon is Vince Mayfield with Bit Wizards in Fort Walton Beach. Vince, how's it going, man?
It's fantastic. It's a great afternoon.
Yes, it is. I'm finally glad to see no rain and a clear sky and somewhat warmer weather today. So I'm happy to see it.
Absolutely, me too. I'm ready for summer and I'm ready for things to get back to normal.
Me too. So, thanks for coming on this afternoon. I wanted to have you on because I know just a couple nights ago, a new beer, your beer, was unveiled at Props Craft Brewery, and it's called Vince's Gunslinger. And I wanted to just kind of have you on to talk about it and see how that whole thing came about.
Yeah, so it was really cool because of as you know, I was the chair for the Greater Fort Walton Beach Chamber of Commerce last year, and the executive board got together and said, "Hey, what kind of an experience can we give Vince to help make up for all the headaches that we had over the last year with COVID?" And they thought I needed a lot of alcohol, so they decided that I needed to be a brewmaster for the day at Props Brewery. And so they reached out to Nate Van Adder and set it up. And Nate and his staff and his brewmaster, Ben, had me over for the day. And I could, in typical micro fashion, get my hands dirty and go through the entire beer making process with them.
So, what was it like to go through that process and work with them on being able to create this?
Well, it was enlightening to me because I'm not necessarily a beer guy. I'm a bourbon guy. So it was something I had never seen before. And so they took me over for the day over to the Props Brewery over near Publix, and I got to go through the process. Starting with the mashing of the beer, and then the boiling process that they go through, and ultimately the transfer over into the fermenter, of which the beer has to sit there for about 30 days and ferment to a fine um, age, and then they're able to put it out there for people to drink.
So I know the other night you and your team from Bit Wizards went down to taste it as it became available. What was your crew's reaction the other night?
Well, everybody liked the beer. I think they thought it was a great flavor. It's a darker beer. It's a lager, and they thought it was pretty smooth tasting. And then I think the thing that everybody wanted to know is how we came up with the name. And so I know that when Ted talked to Nate Van Adder about having me come over and be the brewmaster for the day, Ted wanted me to be able to name the beer, and Nate said, I'll agree to that, but I get to have final say, obviously, because it's my business. And so I actually sat down one afternoon and brainstormed because Props is a military themed bar, and I wanted something that they could utilize or that might tie back in with the local things that happen here local. Like we've had the Sante raid was done here, and obviously Robin Olds as a fighter pilot was here, and so was Chappie James. And so I tried to look for. We also had an astronaut Dick Covey, and a Medal of Honor winner. So I tried to come up with something that might go along with that, or just traditional aviation terms. And I literally came up with about 35 terms and or names, and I sent them over to Nate, and I said, "Hey, Nate, um, here's my list." And Nate wrote me back and said, I'm going to exercise my right to override. These are really great. But I think what he was trying to tell me is, Vince, you really overthought this. And so I came back with Vince's Gunslinger, and he knows that I'm a huge Notre Dame fan, and so he took the little fighting Irish guy and put a Thompson machine gun in his hand and named it Vince's Gunslinger. So it's in tradition of aviation. I thought it was cool. Everybody was excited about it, and we really enjoyed having the beer the other night.
And I think something else that's pretty cool is not only will locals be able to go and taste beer that you had a hand in creating with Props, but also there's some added benefit if somebody goes and buys a pint down there. What can you tell me on that?
Absolutely. So Nate wanted, and I wanted to do something nice for the local community. There's a lot of local charities and stuff that have, really struggled during the pandemic here. And one of our local charities that's just absolutely awesome is the Emerald Coast Science Center. So I'm a big proponent, being in IT, in STEM, and getting the kids involved, hands-on, and creating that excitement when they're young. And so we decided that what we would do is have this benefit the Emerald Coast Science Center. So $1 of every beer that you buy this month for the month of March will go to the Emerald Coast Science Center, and Props will donate that on behalf of that purchase, and we'll make that presentation later on to Diane Fraser at the Emerald Coast Science Center.
Now, how long in general will the beer be available? Is it just this month?
It's just the month of March. They create about 100, when you go through the process, I think it creates about between 120 and 150 gallons of beer. And this is in one of their smaller, it's a special cast, or Vince's cash, I guess. And so they're going to do it for this month, and people can go down and go to Props Brewery, get a great sandwich and sample a cool beer. Of course, they've got lots of other beers there too. And I know they would appreciate you coming out. And then you can also do something great for the Emerald Coast Science Center. They need your help, and this will help them as well.
Well, Vince, I really appreciate you coming on and telling me more about your new beer and the opportunity to kind of discuss it with you. So one more time, tell the people which location they can go to.
So it is the Props Brewery in the station there near Publix by the Brooks Bridge, and on Miracle Strip Parkway at Highway 98. And you can go anytime during the month of March. And again, $1 will go to benefit the Emerald Coast Science Center.
There you have it, guys. Make sure you get down there. Ask for Vince's Gunslinger at the Props Brewery. And Vince, thanks so much for coming on and talking with me this afternoon.
All right. Thank you, Jared. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.